What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rudy Rodriguez Showmont here from Come On Now, the podcast. I want to introduce to you all our newest segment. It's Heat Unfiltered. Yes, I am a Miami Heat fan. Yes, I am Dade County born and bred. Yes, I've been watching the Heat my entire life. And I figured now that we've created Hurricanes Unfiltered, we're going to give this local thing and create some local segments to South Florida because we are in South Florida. And while we got Hurricanes Unfiltered popping with the Miami Hurricanes kicking ass right now and taking names, we're going to jump on that train right now and create Heat Unfiltered because we keep it unfiltered here. That's how we roll. It's facts over feelings. We don't pussyfoot around. And the reality is, I've always wanted to talk about the Heat. Now, this season is going to be a challenge because I don't see the Miami Heat being that good of a basketball team this season. Unfortunately, there are a lot of questions that this team has. The season starts in a few days. Um, and there are questions. There are questions. And we're going to talk about it here and give you probably, I don't know if it'd be daily videos, but maybe every other day videos, or yeah, definitely probably be every other day and have conversations about the Miami Heat and so forth. But let's just jump right on this episode of Heat Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. And as you can see on the right hand side of your screen, these are all of our different properties from Hurricanes Unfiltered Combat Corner, Yankees Unplugged, Pro Football Corner, and Her Game, Her Way. That's women's basketball. So let's jump on board. The Miami Heat this year. We are now in the preseason. The Heat's preseason run has not been very good. In fact, it's been pretty bad. Yeah, so it's not been a pretty preseason. The Miami Heat has the worst record in the NBA in the preseason at 0-5. They're one of only five teams that hasn't won a preseason game, and obviously that doesn't matter to the regular season, but it's not something that would excite you by any means at all. They have one preseason game left against the Grizzlies on Friday before the regular season starts on Wednesday, October 22nd, when they travel to Orlando, who has been predicted by ESPN to be the team to win the NBA championship this year. Crazy as that sounds. So they start off on the road at Orlando and Memphis before coming back to face New York in their home opener on October 26th. But there are a lot of questions about this team. There's a lot of questions because of the injuries. Tyler Hero has been out, although he says that he's going to be back sooner than expected. With after left ankle surgery, which obviously, from a perspective as a Heat fan, it's disappointing to see that your top scorer, your top player, is going to be unavailable until probably November, even though he says he could be back earlier. You got rookie Kaspar's Jakoshinis, I can't pronounce this guy's name, dealing with a hip injury. You have other things that are going on. You still have Terry Rozier here in Miami, which is a guy that I know that the Miami Heat would probably rather get rid of. And he's still on this roster. And he's had a hamstring issue. So you already know who the starting point guard is going to be. It's going to be Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell is a backup, in my opinion. Like that's the biggest problem that you got in Miami right now. You have a lot of guys who could be good second, third, fourth options, but you don't have a number one option in Miami. I mean, as much as I may like Tyler Hero, he's not the number one option on a top level team. Forget about championship contender. He's not even a top level player for a team that's a 4 seed, in my opinion, because realistically, we saw what happened last year. This isn't, so out of bounds to say that the Miami Heat, if they're a play-in team again, that's probably going to be a successful season. As we'll look at things as they go on throughout the year. I expect a lot this year from Khalil Ware. I think he's going to be a major contributor to this year's team. Bam Adebayo is obviously going to see a lot. Is going to be a very important piece to this puzzle. I've said it for years. Bam Adebayo has to be ready to play, man. Like he's got to be ready to take it to another level. Like the fact that the guy's an Olympian, he gets all this recognition. Last year wasn't a very good season for him. It was a regression season. His field goal percentage went down. He shot way too many threes, in my opinion. His rebounding numbers went down as well. To me, he has to be a guy that he's got to be a guy that averages over 20 points a game, man. He's got to be to me, Bam, for him to take that next step. I mean, we're going on year 9. He has to take that next step and be a 22, 23, and 11 type of guy. That is what the Miami Heat need from Bam Adebayo. It's not a matter of anything other than that's what's needed. Once Jimmy Butler left last year, there's a lot of things that need to be filled. They got this Andrew Wiggins is back, but I don't think Andrew Wiggins is a better player than Bam. You know, um, you got Norman Powell on the roster. I think there's a lot that's going to be needed from Norman Powell coming off probably the best year of his career last season with um, with the Clippers. Where he averaged 21.8 points per game. Miami's going to be looking for something like that from him as well. He's always been a guy that against the Miami Heat looked like a monster. Now he's on the Miami Heat and he shot 42% from three, 48% from the field, almost 22 points per game. He has to be a big time player for the Miami Heat. So there's a lot of things. I mean, how they work the roster when Tyler Hero finally gets back healthy. Are they going to run 3 guards? Because Powell and Hero are both the same size, basically 6'4", 6'5". Are you going to run Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, and Norman Powell in the starting lineup? Or do you move Davion Mitchell back to the bench and you put Tyler Hero at point, even though I don't think Tyler Hero is a point guard? Yeah, I mean, he does. He can be. They can list him at whatever they want to list him at. Tyler Hero is not a point guard, not in the NBA. Maybe he could be a point guard in high school, but in the NBA, he is not a point guard. He did have his best year in terms of assists, but he's just not a point guard. Not the type that you need to make everyone better. So again, lots of things that are going to be coming up this season, but we'll definitely be talking about as the season goes on. The final cuts are probably will be happening. I'm sure. I would like to see. Definitely want to see more from Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic. They just gave him a nice contract extension, and you brought back Precious Achua, but yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Once we get the final roster, we'll be able to talk more about this team and see really where it's going. But preseason wise, 0-5 is not something to get excited about. I mean, it's kind of depressing to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. We're starting another season, so let's start fresh at 0-0 and pray that we have a nice season. But appreciate y'all jumping on board. I promise that it'll be more exciting, more passion as we go on. You'll see me go off the rails at times. I can promise you that because that's just kind of my personality. If you've seen my other shows, I appreciate, that's how I get sometimes. But yeah, that's where we are, man. I appreciate y'all jumping on board. This is Heat Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Leave a comment. What are y'all thoughts of the Miami Heat this season? Where do you think they're going to end up? I mean, I can tell you right now, I think the Heat will be a play-in team or below. I don't think they're going to be a top 5, top 6 seed. Unless something shocks me or Tyler Hero takes his game to some otherworldly level. Like if certain things happen, yeah, but if they don't, then we'll see. But hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Heat Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.